name is Grace, and I'm here today with Professor Beslejic. She is here to discuss with me the widespread issue on date rape at college campuses all over the U.S.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm very excited to talk about this college issue.
So tell us, why do you feel that date rape is such a hot issue at college campuses right now?
I think it's a hot issue because not a lot of people are aware about it. It just tends to happen and it's not heard about. There are a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to date rape.
Right.
And it's even happening all over the country, even in our most prestigious Ivy League schools.
Wow, like Harvard, Princeton.
Yeah, like them.
Unbelievable. Well, so let's talk about some of the factors that lead into rape. What do you think contributes to it?
Like I said, there are many factors, but drinking is the most common one. Over 90% of date rapes happen when alcohol is involved. This is because the perpetrator will spike the victim's drink with a drug, and which leads the victim to become unconscious.
Right, and it's easier for someone to be taken advantage of when they're drunk.
Yes, exactly.
At a college party or something. Right. Well, can we elaborate more on the people spiking drinks? Like, what do they use?
Okay, so the most common drug, and you will probably hear about this a lot, is known as a roofie. And basically what I said is that the drink gets spiked by this drug, and then the man or the woman who drinks the drink will become unconscious, or they'll like lose their insight and just become vulnerable, and then the victim can take advantage of them, or the perpetrator.
Right. So how can a person tell if their drink has been spiked? I mean, is there even a way for someone to know that? Because I feel like if there's a way that people can, tell if their drink has been roofied or spiked, it would really make a lot more people safe.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the drug that is used has no smell, no taste, no color.
Wow.
So it does just seem like you're drinking your normal drink until obviously your side effects happen. The best way to avoid getting roofied is just taking care of your drink 24/7, be around it. Do not accept drinks from strangers at all. Even people you know, maybe it would be a little bit iffy to accept drinks from them if they give you a bad vibe.
Yes.
Don't set your drink down, don't leave it alone. And if you have a funny feeling about this specific drink, just stop drinking it and get another one. There are actually scientists all over the US are trying to figure out ways to make it more known that there is a roofie, like a drug in your drink. One of the most common ones that have come out and it's becoming more popular is the nail polish. So
yes, I've heard
the
about that.
victim can paint their nail and then stick it in their drink, and then if it turns that specific color, then
that means their drink has been roofied or that it's clean.
It's drugged, yeah.
Oh, that's so amazing.
Drugged, yep.
Well, what I'm interested in hearing about is the alarming rate of people who don't report rapes. Did you know that only 45% of rapes are reported, and the rest go unheard of? Is there any specific reason as to why you think people don't feel safe or comfortable with reporting their rape?
The victim tends to get blamed for this, and then if they do come out, the schools will tend to hide it because they don't want to ruin their bad reputation to the outsiders.
Yes.
So this leads the victim into believing that the rape was their fault, so they, they go through the grieving process of it.
Yeah.
They're like, it's my fault, I did it, like, what did I do wrong? But in reality, it is not their fault, and there is something that needs to be done about it, because when the victim does come out, the perpetrator will get at most 6 months in jail or prison, and then just let out free completely, which is completely unfair because they traumatize this human being.
Yeah, that's awful. I personally feel that rape is never the victim's fault. Why is it that you think people like to blame the victim so often?
I think that people like to protect the perpetrator, especially if it's someone who is like a star athlete or someone who just gives a good name to the school.
Yes, like a scholar student.
Yeah, like a scholar student.
Yeah.
Like take Brock Turner's situation, for example. What happened with him, and then that poor girl, he went to Stanford and he was their star swimmer, and then he was proved guilty for raping a girl who got drunk at a party, and look what happened with him.
Yeah, everyone tried to protect him because he was a good kid and a good asset to the school, so they all tried to say that she was drunk so that it was somewhat her fault. In a survey of 31 students, did you know that only 26.7% said that if the victim was drunk or influenced by drugs, then the rape is somewhat their fault? I mean, how crazy is that?
That is completely insane, and it's ignorant that people would say that, because how can you blame this poor person for getting raped?
Exactly.
They aren't doing anything.
Yes, I mean, no one asks to be raped.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So, People like to think that a way that a girl is dressed is that she's asking for it.
Yeah.
But in a way, why should girls have to dress a specific way? Because if she dresses like slutty or something, why is she more prone to getting raped than someone who's fully clothed? And
Exactly. Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. Young men and women need to feel safe and know that they can come out about their stories without being blamed. I think that's the most important thing that should be our priority at schools and all over the U.S. That schools need to make sure that their students, feel safe and comfortable, that they can, talk about things like this,
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And when we took that survey with the 31 students, only 83.9% of the students felt safe on their campus. This number needs to be 100% because we're coming there to learn and to experience life, not to feel threatened on our own campus.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mind-boggling.
I feel like college should be a place where you don't have to worry about things like getting date raped or drugged. It's horrendous.
Exactly.
But it is something that happens, and millions of women and men suffer from it, and we need to bring more awareness to it.
Exactly, and that is the goal, that is the type of research that I'm going for, is I want people to be able to talk about rape, but I also want people to know some ways that, you can avoid date rape and solutions to help the victim who gets raped.
Yes. I would like to hear some of those solutions from you.
So as we know, rape is a serious crime, and it's a crime that the victim, perpetrator, and school administration would all like to ignore because who wants to talk about that? I think that getting people more aware of these crimes and getting people involved with making schools all over the place or the country safe is very important. People don't realize that sexual assault happens every single day at colleges all over the world.
Yeah.
And the perpetrators are people that you wouldn't even think would be capable enough of doing this, like even take like your teachers for examples or something like that.
Yeah.
You would not expect them to commit these heinous acts.
Yeah.
And making sure that the victims feel safe enough to report their assaults is crucial, and getting justice served to these young individuals and even just everybody should be the school's #1 priority, because if tending to you're going to school to learn, you don't want to deal with the type of stuff that happens on these campuses just because it's ridiculous what people do.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Hopefully in the future we will bring more awareness to this issue, and more people will be more comfortable, coming out about their rape stories, and less people will get blamed, and more people will start getting served the justice that they deserve.
I agree. And also there's a documentary on Netflix called The Hunting Ground, which is
Amazing
exactly
documentary.
on this topic, and it's happening, like I said, to all Ivy League schools all over the world.
Yeah, even places like BYU where you wouldn't expect things like this happen. It's always happening with the students and at the places where you would least expect it, even though it does happen at like frat parties and just college parties where there is drugs and alcohol, even if you're not even under the influence and you're just walking to your car, or
like at the University of Utah, for example, earlier this past year, a girl was walking to her car at the engineering building and she got raped inside in some guy's van.
Yeah, exactly. It can happen anywhere and anytime. This is amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to come here and talk with us and shed some light on this college issue. Thanks so much, Professor.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.